Check this out here. Anglian water, motherfucker. Using some super loud fucking ass tool outside my house at like 8:30 in the morning, and I got 5 hours sleep yesterday, and I probably got 5 hours sleep today because of it. Nah, I probably worked for like 10 hours yesterday on my bike. Even though I have chronic fatigue syndrome and my hands are all like hard and sore because of the like immune response thing that I can't really explain. Feels like a burn on both of my fingers. It's a bit like what they call what they're saying, this thing called COVID toes, they're calling it, and you look it up and they look like they've got like blisters and like bruising all over their toes, like they've been hit with a hammer or something. It's all very familiar. Yeah, but these motherfuckers. Yesterday it was I got my bike ready to test, yeah, and I got it ready to try and ride it for the first time, and I turned it on and it went backwards. It fucking went backwards. And the guy that fucking sent me, the guy that I paid like 100 quid for the tutorial, for the instructions of how to make this fucking thing, supposedly every step, yeah. He never fucking mentioned that it might run backwards and what you would have to do to fix that. So I was like, what the fuck? Why the hell is it doing that? Another thing you never mentioned is your front fork may not fit properly in your frame because it's a straight fork stem, and the frame comes with the bearings for a tapered stem. So your frame, your front suspension, your whole front piece will just like wobble around in the headset bearing, in the headset, and it's useless. So I had to buy a set of like, I had to figure out what type of bearings it was supposed to have, and then I had to find a way to modify it so that it would, because the other thing is I couldn't actually unscrew the fitting to remove the bearing that was in there, so I had to find a way to modify it by being creative. So the thing is, right, these things are not random events. What people don't realize is like the world itself is sentient, and it creates these problems for you. What people call like bad luck or something is real. People have like synchronicities and stuff. I tell you what, it was the other day. Well, let's say like a week ago. Yeah, I was having a bad day because like the night before I decided I'll watch all these like creepy videos on BitChute. Yeah, this crazy stuff. Yeah. No, I woke up just feeling just like not in a very particularly good mood, and it was like raining all day, and it was the petrol shortage, and there was like cars like all along there, like as I said on my video, and I wanted to go to check to the cash machine or something, and I can't remember why. But anyway, and I just knew that the cash machine would be broken because it breaks relatively often, but it's been fine for the past few months. I just knew it would be time for it to be broken because I was having like a rough day already, and I was absolutely correct, and it was broken. Another thing was I managed to predict a car crash like a couple of months ago. There's a little bird, pigeon. I managed to predict a car crash. Let's go for a walk in the garden. I've got 5 minutes left on this recording. I managed to predict a car crash because out the back there, even though we're near a big road, there hasn't been any car crashes that I can remember, and I've lived here like for like 20 or 25 years, yeah. Apart from when I went to university. More birds. And they installed this horrible yellow robot thing that doesn't do anything over there. I think you can see it in my last video. It just says like, please wear your seatbelt and don't drink and drive and all this shit. Yeah, I think that probably an alternative motive for why they've put that there, but I thought, oh, that thing's probably going to cause an accident because it's a visual distraction for drivers that are pulling out of this high-speed junction, and yeah, you can hear the road from here. It's not the most fucking peaceful. I don't remember it bothering me when I was younger though. We had like big trees that blocked out some of the sound, but as I said in my previous video, the road was like half as much traffic or less. But yeah, these crazy things happen. And a few days ago, this is what it was on Friday or whatever, or Saturday or whatever it was. I got up, and as soon as my mum got up, I felt this sense of like dread, and she came downstairs and she was like having a go at me for not having a go, but she was like trying to extort money out of me, and she was trying to say like, oh, the electricity bill's gone up £800, and this is before the price rises. And they were like blaming it on me, and they was like, I can't think of why it would have gone up, and they said there's no way it would be the hot tub. They've had this hot tub, they got this a few months ago, and they've had it running like heating 24/7. Like you see, it's at 38 degrees now. They've just had it running. I don't know if it has a power meter, not that I can see, but they're so ignorant, and they have no idea that it uses like kilowatts constantly. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, that was that, and I just fucking like laughed at her. I just laughed in her face. But like, I basically went to prison because of her going in my room and shit, and just being a pain in the ass, and just not behaving like a normal human would. Anyway, yeah, it's not a super fun place for me to be nowadays in this house. But so that was one thing, and then I went to check my. I need to set up that solar panel to collect some electricity. I went to check my money at the ATM, yeah. And I went to buy wine, yeah. I went to buy like 3 bottles of wine because my mum gave away the bottle of wine that I wanted to drink. So that was the second thing. The third thing is I went to buy wine and it declined my card. It said you have insufficient funds, even though I put in 700 quid that week, and I spent 400. I knew exactly how much I'd spent, so I know I had 300-ish left, and it declined. It declined my. It said you have insufficient funds, so I said, okay, I'll go leave this here. I'll go check the ATM outside to try and get some physical money out, and I looked on there. It said you have £283 in your account, but you only have 60 available. And then I clicked. I said, okay, I'll try and get 40 out or 20, yeah. And it said insufficient funds, so it wouldn't let me have the money that it said was available. And yeah, my bank account is still frozen, and I have no idea why. And then when I got home, my dad blamed me for that. He said that you'd forgotten what you'd spent and all this shit. So yeah, it's just bullshit.